Yo, what's up, everyone? It's your boy Jack OATz to go. You either know or you don't. First and always foremost in every video, thank you guys so much for the support and the conversation. You guys are awesome, and I do appreciate the support. Like I've said in other videos, I really do this for fun, and I'm glad you guys are able to have fun with me. So it's cool, whether you agree with the theories or not. It is fun regardless. So anyway, this video, as a forewarning, is going to contain spoiler content, but not spoiler pictures. So if there is a difference between the two, or you don't want spoilers at all, I do suggest hopping off this video and maybe just coming back to it either tomorrow when the unofficials drop or Sunday when the official drops. So I'll give you about 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, because we're going to talk about this shit now. So we pretty much get the reveal that Nacht is just like, he kind of took over his brother's identity and just kind of his personality. Why that is, maybe it's just like a form of grievance, that he low-key loved his brother a lot more than he put on. And you know, maybe this is just a form of grievance, like I said. But my issue is that when Nacht enters the captain's meeting, Jack immediately recognizes him and says, "Hey, aren't you? But your magic was." And then Nacht continues to say, "That man is gone." So I have a couple of issues now, because we're all assuming that his brother is dead, right? And I don't think it's crazy to think that to assume that. It's kind of what the story is pointing at. But why would Jack be hung up on the magic and not the fact that this dead person is alive and using different magic? To me, it doesn't make any sense. Because if a mage dies, if any magic knight dies, I'd assume it goes on some type of record. Everyone knows about it. People are going to ask questions like, "Hey, where did he go?" And if you can't answer that, that's going to make someone look suspicious. So what is going on? Now, this is where crazy headcanon comes in. I actually had a really good conversation with Buzzard this morning. I woke up, the leaks were there, and Buzzard had hit me up, and we got to talking about a lot of things. And this was a video that I wanted to put out a while ago, not about Nacht's brother, but about the Agrippas and how they're going to play an important role in this arc, if not for the rest of the story. There is a man named Marcus V. Agrippa, who made pretty much the whole philosophy on almost anything occult. And I think it's 3 or 4 books of just how things work in the occult world. So his name is also mentioned with a king named Augustus Kira, like a real person, Augustus Kira, and then one other family. If Buzzard watched this, he can put in the comment section below. But I'm forgetting that third family. No, I think it was just a different person. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I'm trying to remember. But he's mentioned, the Agrippas are mentioned with Augustus Kira, a king, and so it got me thinking how this relationship could work out, right? So we have a world in which the ones with the most mana are the ones with the most praise, and they rank higher than everyone else. Now, we have a situation in the Clover Kingdom where we have 2 kings, and it looks like this is the only kingdom that works like that. Now, what makes the Clover Kingdom really, really special is the fact that a lot of arcane mages seem to be in the Clover Kingdom. And I've kind of always had this question as to why that is, and I put it, I think, 2 videos ago. We kind of talk about it when we talk about Lux's Raijin form. It seems that a lot of people are coming out of the woodwork to be arcane or having to do with gods or other important figures in any lore. So when we go to that dynamic of, okay, we have a guy like Augustus Kira in the Kira family, where Augustus has light magic, which is supposed to be the super rare magic that pretty much, they make it seem like the chosen people. are the ones who get light magic. So, in a struggle for maybe supremacy, to maintain a reign over a nation, I can see higher ranking families resorting to less than moral ways to maintain their position in society throughout generations. Now, in this same society, we also condemn devils and any weird magic, with the exception for William, because William's magic happens to look nice aesthetically. But other than that, they didn't like Yami's magic. They didn't like OATz's magic, or lack thereof. They were highly condemning the both of them. And Yami says this in, what was that, the second chapter, or like fourth episode? Whatever episode I'm landing on. Like I said, I'm not huge on the anime side. I mostly read. But anyway, very early on into the anime, Yami straight up tells him, like, these people do not like strange magic that they don't know the origins of. So then it creates this, like, weird balance now. So we have light magic, which is like, oh, holy Lord God, Augustus Kira, whatever. And then, and it's crazy that no one likes him, but it's going to make sense when I put it this way. And then you have people with weird magic like, no. He doesn't even care about the mana amount, because Yami actually has a really good amount of mana. And it's just the fact that he's got weird magic. So that really doesn't even play a factor in their judgment. So then what I'm thinking is, what if, let's say, the Agrippas and the Faust family were not actually nobles or royals or anything. Let's say they were actually peasants. And this is a concept that I brought, maybe, this was like a long time ago, close to a year ago on this channel, where I think it was, was it like it had to be like my 10th video, I think, but it's talking about the origins of Austin, and that was a complete miss, by the way. I talk about how the peasants might feel a way about being oppressed for so long, so they resorted to any means possible to be able to combat the hierarchy. And let's just say, for all intents and purposes, that the Faust family and the Agrippas originally were peasants and lived in the Forsaken Realm and all that good stuff, right? So if that's the case, and what we're going to use the Kiras directly as this example, that the Kiras got so desperate to maintain their position as the highest family throughout the kingdom, then let's say one of the Kiras before Augustus goes to the Agrippas and or the Faust family and goes like, well, hey, we will grant you, some type of riches and protection if you guys can help us out with some of that devil magic to help make sure that we maintain our reign over the Clover Kingdom. Now, I know that might sound weird, but we also have to consider, like, the lore that some of these demons have, where even with, like, Astaroth, he can point you to treasures. And this was something even Faust, in the legend of Faustus, he wanted riches. He wanted more interesting things. So it's possible that they could have been granted this surefire reign over the kingdom. Now, I say all of this to give you guys this concept here. To go back to Jack saying, hey, aren't you, well, but your magic was, instead of saying, hey, aren't you freaking dead? And why is your magic different? And then we look at Yami, and this is a tweet I just put out, that Yami does look very dark in these leaks and in this picture too. He does look dark. Like, why is he reaching for his sword in this picture? Like, what is going on? It doesn't seem like the Yami we know, to be honest with you. So I'm kind of torn, because we have a whole bunch of Magic Knights and some citizens that don't really like Augustus, right? And I say Julius because Julius kind of like downplays him. He goes like, "Hey, like, stop talking. I got this." And so what if? And this might push towards like an evil Julius agenda. I don't know if Julius is actually evil, but I do have some conspiracy theories on this channel too about Julius. Just if you want to go check those out, do so. I think there could be something more with Julius. But what if Julius has been trying to get rid of this system because he knows they are actually not as holy as they seem? And this is a berserk concept as well. One of the opponents that Guts ends up facing is this like holier than thou like priest guy. He has like the square head. He looks creepy. But then you find out he tortures people way worse than what we've seen with demons in that series. And then he turns into this angelic demon. So I'm getting this sort of vibe in this situation. Because like I said, Jack's question should have been, "Hey, aren't you freaking dead?" Instead of just worrying about the magic. Right? So, to me, it just doesn't make sense yet. And I feel like it's possible that Julius asked Yami, because remember, he pretty much took Yami and William in, and they both pledged their lives to not only the Clover Kingdom, but to him. So what if Julius said, "Hey, we need to get rid of these people," right? And then they go out on this mission, and we see Yami reaching for this sword, and then maybe killing Morgan, I believe his name is. So, it's like I said, Yami doesn't look like himself. He doesn't look like himself. And this goes back to like the Julius conspiracy theory, I guess, where I do have Julius and Marx as well part of this conspiracy. Because Yami's not the type to turn on a comrade. He's never been that way. And for not to hold a grudge specifically against Yami, it's not like Yami was the captain of what is that squad name? The Aqua Deer or the Gray Deer? One of them. He wasn't the captain yet. So he's not just assigning missions. That's the Wizard King's job. And if it's not the Wizard King, it would be the captain. So why hate Yami for his brother? Or we don't know why he hates Yami, actually. He's never said it. But why hate Yami like that? You know, and it could be that he was on a mission and he may have just failed in protecting Morgan. That makes sense. But again, we have to take what we see, what we read, and then put them together, you know. And like I said, Yami doesn't look right in these leaks and in this picture. And the question is still off. Why are we talking about magic and not him being alive? So I don't know. That's my thing. I guess the theory for this is that Yami was maybe manipulated to kill Morgan on a mission in order to stop this relationship between the Faust family and the devil, union / worshipping, because it seems like they've been doing it for a while with all those skulls in the dark or the Shadow Garden that Nacht took Asta to train. To cut off this relationship, to then rid the system of having two kings. I don't know. Again, I'm just coming here to spitball. Like I said, I'm not telling you guys how to think. I'm just telling you guys what I think. And yeah, that's kind of it. I've got a few more things. I'll probably do a couple more videos after this, maybe at least one. Yeah, but yeah, you guys let me know in the comment section below. I'm serious. I maybe I'm missing something, but it doesn't make sense with what we have so far. And maybe that'll change once a chapter officially drops. We could be missing some pages, some panels. So this is all up in the air. This is all just to start a conversation. So do with this what you will. Don't have to agree with it, of course. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hit me up in the comment section below or on Twitter. And I'll see you in the next video. Some Jack OATz to go. You the know.